Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This is Ghaith Saqr from Arab Crunch, English. Today we have a special guest. He's Muhammad Barak Siraj. He's Executive Director of ICT Ventures. It's a Saudi-based venture capital firm. They made recently 3 investments. So we're going to have a short interview with him. Assalamu alaikum, Mr. Barak.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
How you doing?
Pretty good, alhamdulillah.
Enjoying your trip to Jordan?
Yes. It's hot, but it's nice. At night, at least.
At night it's nice,
Yes.
So can you introduce yourself first to us, to Arab Crunch audience, please?
My name is Muhammad Barak, اسم مركب Barak, and I've been in the ICT sector for the past 20 plus years, and I'm in charge of a fund that targets ICT companies in the MENA region or with a MENA angle that we invest in.
Okay.
I'm Saudi,
Yes.
from Jeddah, where all the Jedi's come from.
Okay. So tell us about ICT Ventures, when it was created, the fund amount, size.
ICT Ventures was created as part of Malas Capital, which is a CMA, Capital Market Authority licensed entity. And ICT Ventures is the focus of it is to invest in ICT sector. And Malas Capital creates funds in knowledge-based sectors, and ICT Ventures is the focus, the company that is focused on the ICT sector.
Oh.
The size of the fund is 107.5 million riyals, so around 28.8 something million dollars, and it is we have limited partners or investors that we call they committed to the fund, and we call for their investments every time we find an investee company.
When did ICT Venture was founded? When it was founded?
It was started in April 2008. So as soon as we said Bismillah, the financial meltdown happened. And so we took some time to make our first investment.
What was the first investment?
The first investment that we made is in an Egyptian company called Mobidev.
What year was it?
In 2009. We actually made 2 investments in 2009 and one in 2008. One in 2010, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So first investment is
Mobidev.
Mobidev.
Mobidev is a company that develops applications for the smartphones, and
it's Egyptian based.
it's
right?
an Egyptian based, and they sell to the mobile vendors, being HTC. They sell to different ASUS, all the different vendors that have Windows operating system as well as Android operating system, and they have their products on the BlackBerry as well as the Symbian.
And how old is the company?
The company is now how many years old? It actually used to be a company called Imaginet. Then Mobidev acquired Imaginet, and it's been around for quite some time, maybe 7 years or so.
And what's the exit strategy?
The exit strategy for this company is to be sold to be acquired by either a mobile vendor, manufacturing, or operator, mobile MNO.
Are you gonna tell us about the new product? Are you ready?
I'm sorry?
The product in China, or?
Yes, they've developed an application that they patented that allows anybody with a touch phone to write on the touch phone, and then send that scribbling that he has done as an SMS message, and it is derived and reconstructed in the same animation. For the Chinese characters, that is a revolution, to be able to send SMS messages using in a very short period of time. And they've launched a proof of concept with a Taiwanese mobile network operator. And alhamdulillah, things look very positive.
Alhamdulillah. How many employees?
It's around, I believe, 50 something,
50 based in Cairo.
based in Cairo, yes.
Okay, the other two companies, please, quickly.
The second company is ITS Squared, which is a Riyadh-based company in Saudi Arabia.
It's a security company.
It's a data security company,
Yes.
and has offices in the Eastern Province, in Jeddah, and in Amman.
No.
And they've recently did a good deal with Zain Jordan
Yes.
to to co-brand their service called Raqib, which is a managed security service to corporates in Amman.
And exit strategy?
Such companies worldwide have always been acquired by telecom operators.
And the
Third
third
investment
company?
is called Ideal Ratings, and we are the
When did you close the deal with ID Ratings?
last week,
Last week. Great.
alhamdulillah.
Okay. And?
And it's a software as a service based in San Francisco and with offices in Cairo. And they provide a product to Sharia compliant fund managers to upload their rule book, and it will shrink the stocks that they can trade in according to Sharia rules that they have.
And how many employees there are?
There are smaller, around 20 or so.
20.
Yes.
How many customers do they have?
They currently have around 14 customers
With
in
customers.
the
Fund managers.
14 funds.
14 funds.
Yes.
Can you tell us how much they charge?
No.
How much was
You have to ask the fund managers.
how much was the deal with ID Rating? How much did you invest?
I'm not at liberty to disclose numbers at this moment.
How much equity you have from ID Ratings?
Sorry?
How much equity you have?
The percentage-wise, our comfort range is usually 20 to 40% for any deal. We don't like to invest less than 10, and we don't like to invest more than 50 because we don't want to get trolled.
Now for the ID Ratings, you were the second VC.
Actually, the third.
Third, who was the first?
The first is TDF, Technology Development Fund of Egypt, and the second one was IV Holdings, Internet Venture Holdings, and we were the third.
And you expect they will raise a fourth round?
No, inshallah.
Exit.
Inshallah.
Exit to whom? Possible.
Such companies usually are acquired by people like Reuters, Bloomberg, Facet, and those type of companies.
Okay. So can you please tell us about your investment criteria?
We invest in companies.
In growth. What does it mean, growth to you?
Okay. Growth is companies that have a product or service that they have revenue. They don't have to be profitable, and their projections after being validated by us is reasonable, and there is a market sell for this. We look at the management team.
So Hala, for growth, like a website, is that they have a certain growth rate, or they have reached a certain amount of page views or visits, for example?
Yes, but they should have been able to monetize it.
They should.
They should have been able to monetize before we enter. Validated meaning revenue, not just numbers. Okay.
Okay. And you look at the management team, you look experience and.
Yes. And what value can we add? We've got certain proposals to company by opportunities that we don't add value, and we have apologized.
What value do you add usually?
Usually,
Besides money.
Beside adding governance and the typical what VCs do and so forth, Saudi Arabia is a huge market that a lot of market potential. Last year, 22.3 billion riyals were spent in the IT sector, and we are very well positioned.
Connected.
Positioned.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
To enable growth for those companies that want growth in that sector in South.
Okay. Moving on. What are the main obstacles you see that are on the face of entrepreneurs in Saudi Arabia and the Arab world in general, and the Islamic world in general, in less than 1 minute, please?
Entrepreneurs in Saudi don't have a lot of role models that they can look up to. Mentorship is not given freely, and a lot of the big players in Saudi, family-owned companies, hog a lot of the market. And we hope we're breaking all three by us investing in with those entrepreneurs.
How do you see the entrepreneurship happening in Saudi Arabia? I mean, we know there's like several initiatives and incubators, and
there's
there's
incubators.
the technology university of Jeddah, King Fahd. Kaust. There's like there's a parks in different universities. Like yeah. So can you like tell us how?
Basically, there are the Badr incubator program.
Incubator, yeah.
This is being started in Riyadh with Badr ICT, Badr Bio, and being spread all around the kingdom.
Yeah.
You have the Kaust incubator.
Yeah.
You have incubators in King Abdulaziz University in Jeddah, and in KFUPM, King Fahd University in Petroleum Minerals in Dhahran, and King Saud University in Riyadh. And the government has approved seed venture companies, which is Riyadh Techno Valley, Jeddah Techno Valley, and
these are
seed venture companies owned by the government.
And venture funds?
Venture companies that are able to invest.
Invest?
Yes.
And they have incubator too. Because it's Wadi code, like, is it like a valley? Is it like the incubator or accelerator?
It is, they call it an investment company.
Yeah.
And they usually would invest in the incubated programs in those three universities.
And they are operational now?
They've not really. 2.5 months ago when the decree came out, so I expect in September things will be after Eid.
So we're gonna see funds and more startups in Saudi Arabia, inshallah. Okay, Mr. Barak Siraj, thank you very much for this interview, and you're welcome here in Jordan. I hope to see you again.
Inshallah.
And we'll do follow-up questions if we need anything, and stay in touch.
Inshallah.
Thanks. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.